Ինչու Հայաստան։
I came for the first time in 1993, but I think traveling anywhere is an education. It's like another university when you travel. But I came the first time to Armenia in 1993 for 5 days. And the first place I wanted to see was a Martina-Duran, and we weren't able to. So I came back to see the Martina-Duran, and then I came back another time. It just became a habit forming. And I just love the people here.
Մենք տեղացիներս մեզ շատ հաճախ փոքրուց սովորեցրել են թե ինչ է Հայաստանը, ինչպիսին ենք մենք հայերս։ Ու հիմա Հայաստանում երիտասարդ նաև սերունդը շատ հաճախ այդ որակումները ինքնես մեր մասին կարծրատիպային է դիտարկում։ Ձեզ համար Հայաստանը ինչ բնութագրիչներ ունի, հայերը Հայաստանը ինչպես են բնութագրվում։
I mean, the people to me, I have very interesting friends in all branches of different types of professions. One friend is anthropologist. She has a PhD in anthropology, so I learned different things. One friend is just graduated from the conservatory. She wants to be an opera singer, so I've seen her last class, which was a vocal exam, the concert hall. And so that's interesting. Another friend plays a violin. I've seen her at concerts, so I enjoy the concerts. And just everything here. I just enjoy walking around the town and just seeing the different places, the opera house. One of my favorites is the National Dance Ensemble. That's absolutely spectacular. I don't know what words to describe. I sit there and I see the show, and then it's over. I'm ready to see another show. They're fantastic. The dances, the choreography. It's just, I think everyone in the world should come and see it.
Դուք տանում եք, այսպես ասենք, ձեր 60-րդ այցը Հայաստան, երբ մենք հանդիպեցինք, հրաժեշտ տվեցինք, ես հետո մտածում էի, որ կա ինչ-որ տեղ, որտեղ ես կուզենամ լինել գոնե 3 անգամ, այդպիսի տեղ չգտա, սա ձեր 60-րդ այցն է Հայաստան։ Ինչպես է հնարավոր 60 անգամ լինել երկրում, որի հետ դու որևէ կապ չունես, բացի արդեն նկատի ունեմ կապ էթնիկական եւ այլն, այլ պարզապես գիտակցական մակարդակում ես ձևավորել կապ եւ էմոցիաներ ապրել այդ երկրի նկատմամբ։ Ինչպես է ստացվել ձեր 60-րդ կամ 60 անգամ Հայաստանում լինելը։
Every time I come to Armenia, there's something special going on. 2015, I came for the 100th anniversary of the genocide, and I took a scarf and I took little flowers like the amaruk flower, and I sewed it onto the scarf, so there were 100 flowers onto the scarf. And then I was here in 2018, the Francophonia, and then I was here for the 2,800 years of Yerevan. And no matter what it is, there's just something special going on in this country. And I have 2 godchildren that live in Kont, K-O-N-D, the old part of Yerevan. So I see them growing up. And my favorite thing is to take pictures of everybody. And when I come back, I bring the picture to them. And everybody's waiting to see the next picture. And some people have albums that I've given them over the years, and they say without my pictures, they would never have pictures of their children growing up.
Հայաստանը զարգացող երկիր է, հետսովետական երկիր, շատ հարցերում կարող է գրավիչ չլինել ու անգամ խնդրահարույց տեղեր լինեն հենց նաև մեզ տեղացիներիս համար։ Ես Հայաստանի վերաբերյալ կարծիքներ եմ լսել, որ տարբերվող է, ունի մշակույթ ուրույն, բնությունը, խոհանոցը, արվեստը, մարդիկ ավելի ջերմ են ու նման բաներ, բայց կա նաև դրա հակառակ կողմը բնութագրիչներ, որոնք Հայաստանին ավելի դիրքավորում են, ավելի հաճախ նաև կոպիտ կամ բրուտալ երկիր, իր վարվեցողության, իր վարքի մեջ, հա։ Այս համատեքստում ձեզ համար Հայաստանի կամ հայերի ամենաընդգծված առանձնահատկությունը որն է։
I find the people here are totally helpful no matter what happens. I always say if I have to fall, I should fall in Armenia, because 10 people would come to help me immediately. If I fall in the United States, they may not even pay attention to me, or they may even walk over me. if it's very busy. But here I can even knock on somebody's door. I don't even know them. One time I was in someone didn't answer the door and I called up my friend. I knocked on a stranger's door. They opened the door and I talked to my friend. I explained that the people weren't home, and she immediately said, I'm in the right place, they're just late or something. And in 2 minutes out came coffee, pastries, fruit, and chocolates. And I didn't even know her. I mean, I just have a feeling of helpfulness wherever you go here in Armenia. If I drop something, somebody will run and pick it up and return it to me. It just goes on. They'll help me if I need a translation. Someone comes. That's how I met my friend who's a violinist, because she helped to translate. And every time I come, I add 1 or 2 more friends, so that's why the trip has to be longer in order to see everyone.
Երբ այցելում ես մի երկիր, պարզապես զբոսաշրջության նպատակով, ամեն շատ գեղեցիկ է թվում, բայց երբ ավելի խորն ես ծանոթանում այդ երկրին, վարք ու բարքին, խնդիրներին, հա, հազար ու մի հարց ես տեսնում նկատելի, ու շատ հաճախ, երբ ապրում ես մի երկրում, կյանքի այդ ռիթմի մեջ շատ դժվար է լինում անդադար կենտրոնանալ այդ խնդիրների վրա։ Հիմա դուք որպես դրսից, որպես թարմ աչքով, մարդ որը 60 անգամ, արդեն 60-րդ անգամ Հայաստանում է, Հայաստանի փոփոխությունները ինչպես եք տեսնում, կամ արդյոք տեսնում եք այդպիսի փոփոխություն Հայաստանում, եւ եթե այո, ապա այդ փոփոխությունը ձեզ դեպի ուր է գնում։
Well, for one thing, there are many new hotels. Around 2015, when I was here, 5 new hotels were in walking distance to the Marriott Hotel. And every time I come, there's another new hotel, and there are new restaurants. And the other thing is there's more traffic because there are more cars and the same amount of space. So there's more traffic. But I don't know, things just change all the time here. It's just ongoing and just interesting to see. I love to see the tourist buses. When I see more and more tours, it means that more and more people are coming to see this country, and then when they go home, they talk about how they enjoyed this country. For the most part, Americans know non-Armenian Americans know nothing about Armenia. I try and tell people, not everyone is interested, but I still try and tell them. And I read recently that someone asked if Armenia is a third world country. And the answer is no, because their literacy rate is 99.79. Literacy rate. The United States is 79%. Actually, I think Armenia is interesting for everybody. For anybody that's interested in history, they found the world's oldest leather shoe in 2008. And the oldest winemaking equipment in 2008. And anyone that's interested in any culture, the opera, the ballet, concerts, it's here. And it's in walking distance to the main center, so people can walk. They could go to the opera house in like a 10-minute walk. So people are like mountain climbing that in the south. I believe there's all these magnificent places. It's something to offer for everyone.
Ինչպես դուք իրավացիորեն նշեցիք, դրսում Հայաստանի անգամ տեղը գուցե շատերը չգիտեն, անունն էլ չեն լսել, դուք ինչպես եք իմացել Հայաստանի մասին։
I met my first Armenian friend on February 12, 1981 at JFK Airport in New York. We went together to California. I asked her where she's from, and she said, I'm Armenian. And I said, where is Armenia? She said, near Turkey. And the warmth and hospitality of her family, I became like a sister in her family. I'm an only child born to American parents, and the warmth and hospitality enriched my life. I've been to many countries throughout the world, because I just enjoy traveling, and to me it's the university when you travel. And now that I know Armenians, everywhere I go, I see if there are any Armenians there. And one time when I was in India, I looked up on the internet, and we were in Mumbai, and there were 3 Armenian women, elderly. One of them had a daughter named Tulip, who was an actress, and she was baptized by an archbishop from Australia. And I had a friend that knew him personally, so I wrote an email to her. She wrote an email to him. He wrote an email to someone in London. They wrote an email to someone in India. And when I got to Delhi, I met with them. And I said to him, I said, "Are you Armenian?" He said, "No, I'm Indian, but next month I'm marrying an Armenian in Armenia." I was invited to their wedding on April 19th, about 12 years ago. And there were Armenians, and there were people from India. The entire embassy from Armenia, from India was there. And they had Armenian dancing and Indian dancing, and it was great.
Մենք հայերս ունենք նաև բավականին մեծ սփյուռք, եւ սփյուռքի մի զգալի հատվածը նաև Միացյալ Նահանգներում է ապրում։ Դուք տեղացիների եւ մասնավորապես Սփյուռքում ապրող այն հայերի հետ, որոնց հետ շփվել եք, ինչ որ առանձնահատկություններ եւ տարբերություններ, թե ավելի շատ ընդհանուր բաներ եք տեսել։
I know people that grew up in Armenia, and as a family they would go to the opera house every weekend. This was a part of their life. For example, in New York, most people cannot afford to go to the Metropolitan Opera every week as a family. And also the caring, the kindness is more so in Armenia than anywhere else in the world. I tell my friends moving from Armenia to America not to lose their sense of caring that they've grown up with in Armenia. But apparently in America it's much easier to get involved with the busyness and everything and forget the personal contact.
Ինչը կուզեք ամեն անգամ այցելելով Հայաստան նույնը տեսնել։ Ինչը կուզեք որ Հայաստանում երբեք չփոխվի։
The people. I'd like the people to be in a good position financially, emotionally. That's my first wish. And the friends that I have, all they want to do is live in peace and raise their family. I'd like to see that happen.
Երբ դուք եկաք Հայաստան առաջին անգամ, այդ կապը ինչպես ձեզ մոտ ձևավորվեց, հա, այդ սերը դեպի օտար երկրի, օտար մշակույթի նկատմամբ, դուք հիշում եք, եղավ ինչ որ կոնկրետ պահ, որից ելնելով դուք մտածեցիք, որ այս երկիրը, այս մշակույթը, գուցե այս մարդիկ ձեզ շատ հարազատ են։
Well, as I said, before I met my first Armenian friend, I never heard of the word Armenia. And then I bought a book about Armenia, people and state, and a friend went through every page and explained to me the famous artists, the famous writers, the famous opera house and everything. And then when I came here, I wanted to see everything. And when I came here the first time in 1993, it was for 5 days. And you can't see, I mean, I've been coming here all this time. There's no way you could see everything in 5 days. So I came back the second time to see the Madonna Duran, and then the third time, and it just became a habit. And what I liked is when I came with a group, I came with different people, and I loved seeing their reaction to all of the places here. Two men came, and they were both, one was a surgeon, they were both married to non-Armenians, and when they looked around, they couldn't believe the country. They had been supporting it monetarily, but they had no idea about what the country looks like. And also, I have to add that I had the pleasure and the honor to be in Artsakh 5 times. 3 times with an army helicopter. It took less than an hour, about 55 minutes, and that was such an incredible place. It's just heartbreaking to know the situation, but perhaps one day it'll go back to Armenian hands. And I was told that people in Armenia should tell their children and grandchildren about Artsakh, so that in the future they will know about Artsakh and it may be able to be in their hands again.
Ես ինքս էլ հաճախ հանդիպել եմ, երբ դրսում Հայաստանը փորձում են նկարագրել, բնութագրել ինչ-որ մեկին, որը չգիտի ոչինչ Հայաստանի մասին, ասում են առաջին քրիստոնյա ազգ, ցեղասպանված ժողովուրդ, խորհրդային անցյալ, պատերազմներ եւ բարդ հարաբերություններ հարևանների հետ։ Դուք ինչպես եք Հայաստանին բնութագրում դրսում?
I think people that know only about the genocide have never been to Armenia. You have to come here, and there's no way I can explain the feeling of being in Armenia unless you come here yourself. It's everything. It's the people. It's the just walking around here, going to all the different stores and going to all the different opera places and concerts and the famous people, Aram Khachaduri, and you know that people are well known throughout the world.
Շնորհակալ եմ զրույցի համար, շնորհավորում եմ ձեր հոբելյանական այցի առիթով եւ բարի գալուստ Հայաստան։
I always say that a day without an Armenian is like a day without sunshine. I get by, but it's much better with sunshine, and I thank everyone for being my rays of sunshine today.